Welcome, welcome, welcome to another beautiful chat. So yeah, episode 1, we had beautiful Victoria Cruz, who's an intuitive business strategist. And I was like, how can I follow on with this magic we've created? And then Dr. Nat just, dropped into my universe. And I'm very excited to have this conversation. So I am going to ask you a question. We are standing in an elevator. We're going from, ground floor. Let's say there's 15 floors, right? And I'm going to ask you what you do, and you have to tell me. So you've got maybe 2 minutes to tell me, what do you do?
Well, I think I'd turn the question around and ask, do you feel like you have a life that is peaceful and joyful right now? And then you would say, and that's what I would customize my response to.
Oh, that is genius.
Yes, because I can't really describe what I do. It has to be in a context of what people need, because what I have is what I share with others. So, I create my life so that I continually feel like I have a peaceful and joyful life. That doesn't sell because people don't know what's not peaceful for them. So They just focus on things, so they don't realize this is actually a blockage to you feeling just at peace with where you're at right now and feeling like, you know what, I have enough, I am enough, everything's okay. So now this won't apply to everyone, but if I'm in a lift with someone, likely, through the laws of the universe and
of course
the way things work, you're going to connect with people, either to tell you you know nothing and you need to get over yourself, or that you're here to serve someone in a different way.
I really love that. I really love that. And the reason I ask is I go to these networking events, and I went to this great one last month, actually. The next one is tonight, and I'll be going. And I sat next to this lovely girl, and I'd never met her before. And, what do you do? So, of course, you do your elevator pitch. And within 5 minutes, I was the next speaker at her event called Business with Babies. So it was just ridiculous, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think... And I obviously did send you some questions, and I read your response to that. And it is so hard to articulate what we do. I wear like 5 hats in business. And so, if I was coming to you and I was saying, we actually do feel peace. I was just downstairs with my beautiful man, and we're in our Zen space. I did yoga this morning, and we're both saying how amazingly peaceful we feel here. Yeah, we really feel like we've found peace. But, there are days, many moments, where I don't feel joyful and I don't feel peaceful. And so if I was to come to you, Nat, and say, my life is chaos, I feel overwhelmed, I'm running a business with 2 young children, my partner works constantly, feel alone, I feel overwhelmed, I'm struggling to breathe. What would your advice be to someone like that?
I would be asking that person, when was the last time they took themselves out?
Yeah.
When was the last time they sat down with themselves and say, what do I need right now? Because often, not often, always, the chaos that we experience around us represents the chaos within us.
Absolutely.
So there's something that we're neglecting. And I think I wrote this I almost wrote it in the questionnaire. We are really bad at neglecting. We are really great actually at neglecting our own needs. We can be quite talented at that. And so then we start to go, you're not doing this for me. I expect you to fulfill this need for me. You're not fulfilling your end of the bargain or our agreement or what I think that you should be doing for me or for us right now. And it has nothing to do with the other person. It's what we've neglected within ourselves. So life, when we stop paying attention, we need illness, we need injury, we need chaos to haul us up and go, listen, lady, I'm trying to get your freaking attention. Okay. So you need a moment to just go, what do I need right now? Right. And as soon as we check in like that, things start to shift, even if it's a little bit. It's
absolutely. And it could just be, I need a walk. I need to go listen to a podcast. I need to just have a poo with the door shut, seriously.
Oh, what's that like?
Yeah. Do you know, it's really fun. I bought this beautiful magazine called Breathe. It's at Woolies, and I just love it. It's so beautiful. The illustrations of wellness and mindfulness. And I put it in a basket by the toilet rolls in the toilet, because I know that's where I'll get to read it, but it's actually, I walk in there and I feel really calm, because I know that this is I can sit down and read this magazine at certain times, right? So
Wow.
it's actually setting yourself up so that you've got little reminders around your home is nice.
For sure.
So for people who are tuning in, so Nat, I guess I would describe you as a truth seeker, as a spiritual mentor, as a very profound teacher. And you may want to elaborate on this, but you tend to come into people's lives at the divine moment when they need it. So you were actually the one that sent me this message saying, I feel like that your beautiful group, Magnetic Mama Entrepreneurs, isn't serving me. I don't feel like I'm being able to offer my support and love, which is what I want to do. I want to help and heal the world. And you felt like people weren't being visible, and other reasons too, but I was like, oh my gosh, I totally respect and love everything you say. And it really made me reflect. And out of that has come this phenomenal series. And I've got so many mamas booked in. Like every day I'm getting more people booking in. So it's been an absolute joy that you came into my life at this point. So with these gifts that you have, why do you do what you do?
Well, I've always had this desire to help people, but I didn't train in like an educational program that made me help people, like psychology or medicine or anything like that. I was like, nah, not that stuff. So I went off and became a scientist because I've always been interested in the truth and understanding the mysteries of life and existence. And I tried to drill into that with biology. And then it became a dead end. And then I had my kind of awakening and went, oh, I'm a healer. Wow. And started training and seeing how I can take my knowing about what's going on for people. It was just a skill that I had. I didn't train in it. It just, people didn't have to share anything about them. I would just know what was going on in their deepest interior. They're like, how do you know that? And, but I didn't have skill in using that. So I would just say whatever I felt or whatever I perceived. And sometimes it's not the most eloquent or the least harmful approach. Sometimes people are not ready and they didn't give you permission to go in and to say what you're perceiving because they're in a conversation with you. So there's nuances that I had to learn about. And, but then realize there's so much I can do with people, just helping come to where they're at in life, not trying to impose my agenda and go, but this is what I see for you, because they don't quite see it yet. There's an art to this. And so that was what was like, ooh, this is a cool challenge. I want to learn how to be with people where they're at, but to take that next step to opening them up to so much more. And so by learning how to do that through the energy healing style that I've done, and some people are just ready for it all, just like, give me everything. So it's like, awesome, let's go. But it's the people in like the health professions who there's a tentativeness and some patience, and it's people who've been kind of found themselves in a paradigm that locks them in. And so they're the ones who intrigue me. And I could see how much potential these people have to be really of benefit and serve the world, especially doctors, because they're the most influential people on the planet in any society. And I just went, and I would watch them, I would observe them in practice and see, you guys are so caring. Who's looking after you? Who's helping you with debriefing with these existential crises that you confront on a daily basis that you're like, but it's not, these are big things. Who's helping you? And I felt pulled into this area. It was not something that I chose. It was not something that I ever thought that I would do, but this is where I am. And it's a skill that I have, marrying the spiritual healing side with the science side. So I can appeal to so many people by grounding these great ideas into something really practical and applicable to where they're at without me trying to change them, but them knowing they need change. Helping them with that.
It's so true, isn't it? Because sometimes we can see things and other people just can't see them. And it's almost frustrating because it's like, I just really know I can help you, but you're not ready to hear it or even perceive it in a way, that the universe is constantly communicating with you. Like we even had, it's so silly, I got a message from someone yesterday about water flowing and that being really healing. And I'm like, what is the significance of that? Like, I don't get that. But then this morning we had the plumbers around because we had a blocked drain. And I suddenly was like, oh my gosh, that is the significance of that. Right? Like now
Love it.
Water is flowing. And also we, when the water was going, it was making this really loud noise and the kids were scared and it was all a bit crazy. But I'm like, wow, now it's flowing and we feel really peaceful. And we're like, this is just crazy how the universe is always
Or like when you're in the shower, isn't that when you get all your great ideas? Because, you get into a relaxed place that you're now receptive and open to tuning into what the universe is saying or what the divine, the conversations that are going on all the time, 24/7. So you can just kind of tap in, oh, this is what I need to know right now. Yeah. So it's always so tempting to want to go and change people and just go, this is, there's so many mothers, like I'm a mother, and so many moms that I encounter in the girls' school, and they're just so anxious. And it's like, if only you did this, if only you knew that, just come and see me. But I'm not there because that way of thinking and being is comforting too.
But it's changing. It's 100% changing. People are waking up. People are seeking the truth. People are becoming having a very strong spiritual connection. They really are sourcing a quieter life, a slower life, a deeper sense of community. Everything. Why we moved from Sydney to Brisbane. But I want to dive into, like, I know you have big mission, and I get so inspired when I hear people's big dreams and their big goals. So, what is your deepest desire? What is your vision or mission while you are earthside before you go back into the universe and for another million lifetimes as a divine angel? What are you doing here right now on the planet?
On the planet, I'm here to just remember myself as the bliss that I am. And that when I'm embodied in this place, when I'm fully kind of expanded into that, then it creates a field of that around me, and that transforms people's experiences. And I've had so many people say, I just feel really calm around you. Or I'm downloading something now. Like I just download, like I get that a lot. I'm just downloading. So it's just my presence when I'm in that place. And so we sometimes think that it's something I need to do. I need to go out there and put my message out there. It's really active. And I think there's a place for that, but that's so energetically draining. There must be an efficient, lazy way that I can create change that doesn't require me to do that much. And I'm all for those shortcuts. So that's what I learned. Like, you be in the Dalai Lama's presence and just brings everyone into joy. So that's what I want. That's my reason. I want to learn the techniques and the tricks to be that and to help people become that, because I know how healing and beneficial it is. And that's how we create change.
I so agree. And I was having a down day and was feeling frustrated, and I reached out into my beautiful group, and you were like, let's get on the phone. And I think in 5 minutes you gave me this beautiful mantra that I've been using when I do yoga or when I'm just having a moment, and calling in that divine presence, that's it's such unconditional love from source, God, whatever you want to call it. And mantra, when I mentor mums, I teach them mantra as well. And it's powerful because you don't need to go anywhere. It's just right there in that moment and can really shift your energy and shift your mindset. So can you share a mantra that you feel could benefit some of the mamas in this group?
Well, I guess it depends, because I always love the Sanskrit mantras because it's not just words, they're vibrations. And so the essence of the word is that vibration, unlike English language or other language. The other language that I love is Hebrew as well. It's very similar in terms of the vibrational quality. So those are mantras that I teach depending on the context that I'm in, because a lot of highly observant, deeply observant Jewish women don't feel comfortable chanting Sanskrit mantras. So it's like, okay, let's use what's within your life. And so the one I taught you, Om Namo Narayani. And so it's, I surrender to the divine mother, or I surrender to the divine, that the essence that animates everything. So it's the power in you that's in me as well. It's this thing around power. And I think power is something so misunderstood and feared. And true power is not this forceful energy. It's gentle. It's just a knowing this, here I am, and I'm okay with myself, all my flaws and all my strengths. And I'm just, that's me, and that's in everything, and that's perfect as it is. So I want to surrender to that power because it's way more knowledgeable and powerful than this thing right here. I want to align myself with that and to make decisions from that place and to see the world from that place and to use that with others. So Om Namo Narayani, and we chant Om Namo Narayani. So it's and it's like the oneness of the feminine. So for all of us mamas and women, this is a nice one. Not to say that the masculine are not. This is just the one, because this is our lived reality, is the feminine. So everything we encounter in the world, ourselves, our relationships, everything that we can touch, everything we can sense, and that essence behind that, that power behind that, that's the feminine. Masculine is a bit different. It's more of this kind of the transcendent God, the kind of God that you hear about in Christianity or Judaism. That's like that masculine. It's just the consciousness. It's the formless that instructs how the form in our life looks. So if we don't do the work where we raise our vibration and recognize the inner crap that we have in us that's like empowering our reality, then we don't change. So we have to look at, well, where's my consciousness? And now I want to create this form, my reality, from that higher place. So it's constant work. So Om Namo Narayana is a great way to just get you there really quickly. And the best way to chant a mantra, there's 3 different ways that I've learned from my teacher who shared that mantra, who brought this mantra into the world, Sri Shakti Amma, who's a male goddess. Funny. So there are 3 ways. You could chant out loud. You could chant only audibly so that you're the only one who hears it, or you could chant silently. And when you're doing it silently, I think it's the most powerful because it's your soul. Because what mantra means is man is soul and tra is through. So what you're bringing it through your soul. So by doing it silently, it's like your soul is doing the chanting, and then you embody, you can feel it. You can feel that power. So you want to be in that as much as you can.
Yeah, it's profound, really, and it's always with you. It's like the breath. Yeah, it's always with you. And I don't know, like recently I've been so attracted to gold. I've got gold photo frames. I've got gold artwork. I bought like this gold chandelier and feathers too. And it's so funny. And I kind of always look for those teachings. And feathers for me are the unfolding, trusting the unfolding of the process. So I see feathers all the time. And then I'd actually wondered about gold, because for me gold is the opening of the crown chakra, and also stepping into your power. And so I feel like we're always able to tune into what's going on around us, and connect deeper with however that comes into our life. So it's very, very powerful. And I'd love to know that, I mean, you're human. Right, we're human. Some of us are spiritual.
What else are we?
Well, some of us are very much spiritual beings having a human experience, and that's how they live, very much on the spiritual mental plane, and they're just physically here in their body. So when you feel struggle, when you feel challenged, when your children get sick, when there's an issue or something you have to deal with that takes you, I guess, away from your truth and your divine feminine energy, how do you bring yourself back? Because for many of us, we go in and out of flow like every moment of every day. It's this constant dance between the head and the heart. And with the overwhelm and the chaos, it's almost like it's a distraction, and it's a comfort zone for many of us. So the more we kind of are in that space, we don't really want to go out of our comfort zone, because we don't want to, our ego is keeping us there. So you've got mantra as a powerful source, and you've got being mindful of energy and meditation and all of these. But is there anything else that you would recommend, that, especially for women with businesses who've got a young family, we are pulled in so many different directions. Like, how can we be more mindful to check in with ourselves, like you say, to even know that we need this guidance?
Well, so it's a good question, because you can't, the mantra's chanting I do in the car. I do, I'm sitting in traffic, and it's like, oh, I'm so sick of sitting in traffic. So it's like, that's something that I've trained myself to do. But what about the times when you're untrained? So sometimes I just need to have a good scream. I just got to let it out. And the way I let it out is just a big yelly, screamy thing, which is not pretty for anyone, but sorry, I'm learning. I'm learning how to do this thing better. And, when we look around us, so say you spend a lot of time in the car, right? Like I do. And so I'm driving, and if I start to see people cutting me off, or there's like angry people, cutting me off, giving me the finger, I can go, come on, what's up with that? Or I could, because I'm paying attention to it, then it's like, okay, what are you trying to tell me? There must be some of that aggression inside me that I'm just unaware of. So then I start this whole process of looking inward. Where's it at? What's about? And because I'm in a car, where else am I going to go? I can do this work. But when you're kind of in the midst of family stuff, and the kids haven't finished their homework, it's 9:00 at night, and they're feral, and husband's not like whatever he's doing, then it's like I got to lose my shit to get to rock people out of their inertia.
Yeah.
Like, let's get back on track. So that's just how I do. That's how I roll right now.
Yeah.
And it does something. It disperses that stagnant energy, or however that dynamic that's been held in place, and it gets things moving again. Now I'm working on getting into a better way, a more skillful way of managing that.
Yeah.
So it doesn't, like, I'm not explosive, erupt, scary mommy, or, fun police, or whatever they call me. But
yeah, we all have those moments. I mean, we went through a stage of just dancing, and that's so fun. We just put on some music and we dance, and we'd all connect that way, and you stomp it out and shake it. And kids really love this. But yeah, I think we all need to just let it out, whatever, whether it's, get the tissues, get the chocolate, it's a full moon, watch, Titanic, or whatever.
Crap.
Yeah, whatever you need to do.
Whatever that will make you cry. Like, even the things you don't think will make you cry will make you cry. So it's clearly something that needs to come out, because we are still little children inside.
Yeah.
And we have to put on these like big girl acts and act all grown up and responsible. And sometimes it's a little bit too much. And so I need to have my mama tantrum and just let it out. And I'm so blessed that I have an understanding family who take it. But yeah, the dancing thing, just, we start creating songs, and I take that aggressive energy and I just kind of dance it out, and it becomes like, joyful. So that's what I'm working on more, becoming aware of what's happening before I feel like there's an explosion that needs to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or it's like, kids, go for a run around the block. Kids, you're going on the trampoline. And that's why I started playing squash again as well, because I find that's a really great tool to manage my inner child, which is the part of us that gets neglected. We have this little baby inside us that we neglect. So it's a way of me connecting and getting all that energy. I have a lot of fire in me out of my system.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
So talking of dreams and visions, and, do you feel like you have any blocks in getting to where you want to go? Because some of the mamas I'm talking to are like, no, there's nothing in my way. And other mamas are definitely going to be like, yeah, I have financial trouble. I have an issue with time. I have an issue with the fact that I believe in myself to do what I want to do. There's a lot of fear around living your dream life. And there's, this is what you want. This is where you want to go. But like, how do you get there?
Yeah. No, I'm going to call bullshit on anyone who says they don't have struggles.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the truth seeker and speaker in me will know why people say that. It's because I don't want to energize. I don't want to invite struggle into my life. So I'm going to say that, I don't have struggles. I'm the only block, which is true. We're the one who creates obstacles. But then there's these other things that we don't anticipate. And there's karma. There's things that come up. So it's how we deal with those things, what strength and inner resources and supports we pull on to get there. And so I think the biggest struggle for us women is this sense that we're doing it all on our own. Yeah. That even though I have lots of people in my network, where are they when I need them right now in my home? They're not there. I can't just pick up a phone and call them when I've got this crazy thing going down in my house. So it's, what are the skills and tools that I have that I can bring to deal with this struggle? So often, it's this energy healing stuff that I do. So I'm clear all the time. If my kids get hurt, I use that on them to help them, in addition to like the physical first aid. Yeah. So the struggle, what's getting in the way? I think there's just too many things I want to be doing right now. I get so excited that I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that, and I see how it all fits together. But there's only one me, and I'm not the one who needs to be doing it all. Yeah. But I feel like I am living this dream. I feel really privileged and blessed. I wish I had my parents nearby instead of them being in Canada and I'm here in Melbourne. I wish I had more of this family community feel where I am, but I have communities that I can go into frequently, either online or offline. And so I don't think there's anything standing in the way of me fulfilling what I'm here to do. I think it's the easiest, the thing that helps me is to go, I'm only here to do what I can do. Yeah. And I don't need to do it all in one day. And I'm not doing it alone. I'm co-creating with the divine. I just need to do my part, and the divine comes in and does its part And it's this ongoing process. But I think we feel obligated to like get our message out there, fulfill a mission. And I won't be happy until I've gotten there.
Yeah.
Well, you've got to be happy and satisfied with where you are now, because when you get there,
Yeah.
you won't know you're there. And you won't be satisfied with that. You're just going to keep going for more, which is fine. But then you're missing out.
Yeah,
you're missing out on this
absolutely.
thing. Yeah.
I remember working for, Yellow Pages and winning all these awards, and it was just like, oh, whatever. Like I just felt off my soul. It was like, and then I win awards for my business, or when I won an award for my book, and that filled up my soul. That's something I'm really deeply passionate about. And you don't need awards for recognition, but I'm just, when I reflect on those times where, this made me feel great. Like watching Leo win a swim race on his 8th birthday, and he's not even in a swim club yet, for me was like, oh wow, that's really joyful. I'm so proud of you, right? It's a very small thing, and it's whatever, like, Leo's amazing. I gave him the Magic Faraway Tree, right? Probably my favorite Enid Blyton book. He read it in like one day.
Nice.
No, and I love that. I love that kids will just really resonate with magic and adventure, and and he's a lot calmer at the moment. We've switched roles in our house. Mummy's stepping down. It's all about the males now, and he seems to feel like it's actually really working for us. Great. And this is just what happens in life. It's surrender.
Yes. And there are times, and there's times when, we have to take a bigger role. Like I travel a lot, and so it's like, husband, you're with the 2 girls.
Yeah.
You're doing your thing, and I have to say they probably have a more peaceful time when I'm not here. But I'm in like, doing spiritual things in ashrams. So they're benefiting off that. But they have to have their time together, just like boys need their time with men, especially when they go through these initiatory periods. There's like the men's business, men's business, and we have women's business. And we kind of forget that when we try this blended kind of mixed role kind of thing. I think there is something to be said about having a role and then negotiating the actions or what that role looks like as the kids get older and as we change.
So, and I think, you mentioned as well, we're not here to do it alone. We need support. We need people around us. I mean, we're just so blessed now that we have this whole community on our street, and the kids can run and play. And it was something we just didn't have at all in Sydney. And it really makes a difference.
It does.
I gotta say, like, I just need you to come over now and just, we're like, where are the kids? Come on, we need them to look after Luna, like it's actually really hilarious. We had to put a sign on the house that says welcome, and they're allowed to come in, and then we turn it around because we actually need our own space, right?
That's right. Not now.
Yeah,
piss off, not now.
Yeah, not now.
Anytime.
But the community is so essential. Asking for help is so essential. It really does take a tribe or a village or however you see that to raise kids, but also to be supported in your role as an entrepreneur, as a mother. We're meant to do this together. The power of collaboration will make a much bigger change.
For sure.
Together. And this is why I'm doing the spotlight interviews. I want everyone to love each other and work with each other and be really empowered by these conversations. So what's your greatest source of inspiration?
Yeah, that's changed over time. But now it's just, I read the books of my spiritual teachers, and I'm just like, exactly what I need. Just pick one of the 5 books, turn to a random page, which of course is not random. And it's like, this is what I need. And it's such simple, just take these rich spiritual teachings and whittle it down to one sentence. The simplicity is just so much in it. And then it's like, well, what aren't they saying? And then that creates the whole process and adventure that you go on to understand the essence of that one teaching. So it's like endless inspiration for me. And it's not, but also when I facilitate training of like health practitioners or the things that I'm going to be doing, rolling out for doctors and nurses and lawyers and whoever, it's not about like, I'm going to lecture now and be the expert. I'm going to expect you to take in all this information. We're going to go through an experience together where you're going to encounter some of your judgments. You're going to encounter your assumptions, and you're going to meet your humanness, and you're going to meet that other person's humanness, and then bam, something's going to happen. And I'm just getting teary thinking about it because it's profound, and I get to witness that and be part of that and invite that. And so I want that to be my life, like 5 days a week, whatever. And it doesn't need to be a workshop for that to happen. We can have that through our own connection. But that's just like endless inspiration. When I see the impact of that, it's like, I want more. I become this kind of junkie.
Yeah.
I just want more.
Yeah, spiritual junkie. Oh my God.
I want more God, more divine. Bring it.
Yeah. I want more gold jewelry. No, I'm kidding.
So it's not as interesting or as sexy as some other things that might be inspiring. Like some people might go like Oprah, Richard Branson, these great business people. It's like they do amazing things, but like who are my models for peace and unconditional love and endless joy and endless bliss? That's what I want.
Yeah.
So that's
you have it. I just feel so calm and connected, and whenever I love the fact that you're Canadian and you say it exactly like it is, and I love that about you. I love that you're direct and you're firm, but you're also very soft and loving. But it's important, right? Like, this is how we make change, and you speak your truth, and I honor that so much.
Thank you.
I
Likewise.
don't do BS.
I don't do it well.
No, I don't do it well. It frustrates me. So thank you so much for being here this morning. And how can my beautiful mamas, I really do feel like, my name is Little Lioness, and I'm like, like mama, my tribe, my pride. And how can we connect? How can we come and connect with you, Nat?
Well, I'm on Facebook probably a little bit too much, and so I don't have a website yet. That's in development. I've got a Dr. Nathalie Martinek Facebook page, and you can find out about me. I put some interesting stuff up, and then you can book in sessions with me. So that's probably the easiest, most efficient way to get to me, or talk to Leonie.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like
look,
my PR woman now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I should be creating affiliates with all of you guys.
I think
right?
so.
Oh, wow.
I think so.
I'm still waiting for this money to roll in, but it's coming. I know it's coming.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's so coming. We feel it. But I saw this great thing yesterday. It was again a gold image of a Buddha. It's all about the gold for me, and it said, if you have time for Facebook, you have time to meditate. And I was like, that is so true. The amount of hours we spend scrolling through Facebook.
But it's a kind of meditation.
Yeah.
Come on, Buddha.
Yeah, like
you didn't have it then.
Yeah. Could you imagine? So I think, I find a lot of inspiration on Facebook, of course. I connect with women like you. I've got a whole tribe around that, but I think being really mindful of our time on there is really essential as well. So thank you so much. I will definitely add links to your gorgeousness, and I would encourage anyone to just hang out with you for an hour or so, because your vibe is just magnificent.
Thank you.
Thank you, beauty. I'm so grateful. Bye.
Mwah.